Hi guys and welcome back. As some of you may know who come from my TikTok or my social media at all, you'll know that I go to a lot with a capital T, okay, of Comic-Cons. Ever since July when I met Joseph Quinn, I've gone to a lot of Comic-Cons, so I thought, why not ask you guys if you guys are interested in me sharing on that wisdom and put all the money that I've spent on going to some use. And you guys said yeah, so I thought I might as well deliver and let you guys know some tips and tricks that I've learned to make the whole experience better. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Now, I'm assuming that a lot of you are here because there are two upcoming Comic-Cons. There's Liverpool Comic-Con, which has got like Jamie Campbell-Bower, Grace Van Dien, David Harbour, a lot of the Stranger Things cast, and there's also London Comic-Con, who's got Joseph Quinn. Both very popular cons. I've been to both before. Yeah, I just want to start off by saying that this might have just been me, but when I first went to my first Comic-Con, which was to meet Joseph Quinn, I very much had this idea in my head that Comic-Cons were just like nerdy, and they are, but like not to the extent that I like the way I thought Comic-Cons were. I think the word Comic-Con very much has a stigma about it. First off, I want to say it is nothing like the stigma. Comic-Cons are just such an amazing thing, and the reason why I love going to them is not only do you get to meet your like celebrity crushes and like your favourite celebrities from your favourite TV shows, is that there's just like this vibe in the room that like no one cares. Like you could literally be anyone and no one cares. Like it's so freeing, and everyone just accepts each other, and I just love it, and you make so many friends through it. So definitely recommend it if this is your first Comic-Con. Hold up, because you are going to be obsessed, trust me. I went to my first one and then haven't been able to stop going to them since. Now, every single time people ask me for advice, the number one thing I always say is give yourself time. Comic-Con days are very long, and you know, it can get, you just want to be able to be organised. You don't want to be worrying about where you need to be at what time because you didn't know before, because you want to be able to focus on the person you're actually meeting. So say if you're meeting someone, please give yourself time beforehand. They always do bring out the timetable before, and sometimes a map of the venue, but just yeah, please give yourself time. Like you don't want to be stressing about that stuff. I remember the first Comic-Con, I didn't even know that these things had time zones. I literally got to the venue at like 1 PM. Luckily mine wasn't until the afternoon, but there are some in the morning, so you want to make sure that you know that before you go. Don't be like me, I wasn't smart, but yeah, give yourself time. You want to make sure that you know exactly where the photo booths are, the photo stations, and what time and everything like that. It just makes the whole experience better, because you don't have to worry about that when it actually comes to it. You can just focus on meeting the person who you want to meet. Something else that I also always stress to people is please make sure that you know that you buy your autograph and your photo tickets, fine, but you have to buy the entry ticket first. Like not first, you can buy them first and buy after, like it doesn't matter like that, but like they're like your photo and your autographs, like they're not your entry. Like to get into the venue you need an entry ticket. They're always like, I would say they're always from around like £15 to like 25. It's always within that price range, that's the word. And yeah, just make sure that you know that, because I get a bit worried that people purchase their photograph and autographs, they don't realise that you have to buy the entry and then the entry sells out, because that's always the first thing to sell out. So make sure you have that. There are two different types of entry. There's standard and there's early entry. Early entry is obviously more expensive because you can get into the venue 2 hours earlier. I would say, so I differ between the two. Both of them are good. It doesn't matter if you don't have early, just make sure that you get at the venue when it opens for you. If you do have standard, usually around like 11 or 10, like around that time. So yeah, please make sure you have your entry tickets, what I'd say, because it worries me that, because I didn't know that at first when I first went to the first Comic-Con, I didn't actually know that they were different things. So yeah, I'm stressed out enough. Make sure you have your entry separate to the others. Obviously I don't work for Comic-Con, so all of this is just off the top of my head from experience of me actually going to the Comic-Cons, but I've never actually done a photo with someone else before, like one of my friends, but there is a possibility that I'm doing it for London. For London, I know that you still need 2 tickets. I'm not 100% sure about Liverpool, but I'd assume it's the same. You still need 2 tickets for yourself. They don't care if you're on the same photo rather than having separate, but you still need to have your individual like tickets each. So yeah, if you want to take a photo with someone else, please make sure that you both have your tickets as well. Now, I know that some Comic-Cons are a bit controlling over poses. I know that for the ones I've been on, they've never been really strict about it. I mean, to be fair, I've never really asked for a pose before. As you can see by some of the poses in my background, I do the same pose every time. I hug them. This time, yeah, I'm going in for a pose because it's the second time meeting Joseph Quinn, and I'm not going to just hug him again because there's no point in having the same photo twice. So I've not, like, as far as I'm aware, LCC and Liverpool are not that fussy about poses. Just go for your one, as long as it's quick. Like, I'm not talking about you standing there for 5 minutes explaining a different pose, like trying to do like the pyramids, like in cheerleading, like as a pose. Like, make sure it's easy, so you can just go up to them and go, oh yeah, would you be okay with doing this pose? Maybe have it on your phone, a picture of an example, and they'll go, yeah, and you get into the pose and you can do it. So make sure it's fast, but they don't care about poses. It's just about how much time people are spending. Obviously, if you're taking ages to do it, they're not going to let you do it. So just be prepared for that. I get asked quite a lot for photographs to get signed, autographs. They do have the photographs on the table, and this goes to every Comic-Con. Both companies in the UK, they both have the autographs on the table for you to choose. So you can bring in whatever you want to sign. Like, say, if I know people have brought in like guitars before to be signed by Joseph Quinn and stuff like that. You can also do that if you want to. But obviously, if you don't want to carry it in with you, they do have a pile on the table that you can choose for them to sign, and it's completely free. You don't have to pay any extra charge for them, in case you want that. Now, this is a tip, not for everyone. If you want to use this, use this. A friend said this to me, and I have since gone out of my way to make sure I can do this, and buy the stuff for it. My friend said to me that photos she puts on powder on her makeup because sometimes the photo lighting can be very strange. I've been to LCC a couple times, in Liverpool once, and every single time I've been to LCC, the lighting has always been different. They're never the same, despite them being in the same backdrop, the same light. They're never the same. So sometimes the lighting can be a little bit weird, and it can look a bit funky. So yeah, just be wary of that. My friend just said, as a tip for that, you could use powder on your face. So do with that what you will. If you want to, you don't have to. It's just so that my friend said, so I thought I'd mention it. In terms of food, I've had it before where I've gone into London Comic-Con. I've had food in my bag and they've not taken any notice. Obviously, don't bring like a picnic in. The food in the venues can be very expensive. Trust me. Very. So I would recommend bringing a drink with you, because even the bottles of water are like £4. So just make sure you have a drink with you, because it can be very long days and it's very hot, and especially when you're queuing for photo ops, it can get very crowded. So if you want to, you can bring food in with you. I know that Liverpool Comic-Con said that you can't, but when me and Jess went to Liverpool Comic-Con, they didn't check our bags. So they were like, even Jess like showed that she had it. Like, she went up to them and like showed the bag, and like she was like, oh, I have food, is that okay? And she just went. But I know that other people couldn't bring it in with them. I just think don't have anything open. As long as the seal's shut, you're good. Just don't open it. Just, yeah. Or have no like open drinks, so don't come in with Starbucks, because they won't let you in with that. Now, people always ask me if they can only afford one photograph or autograph, which one would I recommend for people. Now, I feel like it can change for everyone. For me, I personally prefer photographs, just because I prefer being For me, I personally prefer photographs because I prefer being able to come away and being able to have that photograph and being able to capture that moment. However, I am slightly dipping into autographs now, just because I feel like you can get a more personal experience with an autograph, and that's usually why people prefer them. It's because you get to have that talk as they're doing it, whereas for a photograph, it's just like, hi, can you do this pose? Yeah, pose, done, bye. Whereas an autograph is like, you can have a longer conversation, but that isn't guaranteed. So that's why I'm always iffy about autographs. For Joseph Quinn, I know what he's like, so I know that the autograph is worth it. Whereas I've known in the past, like my friend buys autographs for every single one, and I've seen her go and meet them, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad I didn't spend £80 on that, like, because that was not worth it. So it's up to you. I would say they do let you buy autographs there, so I would say just maybe wait. Like, if you have a photograph for sure and you're thinking about getting an autograph, I would say definitely wait till you're at the venue to see what the person's like in person. Like, watch someone else get their autograph done and then decide whether you want it. But I would say if you can only buy one, I would say photograph. But take that with a grain of salt, that's just my opinion. You don't have to take it. Go and ask multiple people who have been. Don't just take mine. There's a lot of pressure. Now it's time to talk about the Q&As and like the talks. I get asked this so many times, like, do you have to pay? It changes with every guest, because sometimes the talks are free and you're just allowed to go in and just sit down, whatever. However, if it's someone like Joseph Quinn, or I know at like Liverpool Comic Con with people like Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley, like obviously those sort of people are very, very, very popular, and if they just let everyone in, it would be insane. So I would say yes and no. I know that for Joseph Quinn for LFCC it is £20 for the talk. If you wish to go, you don't have to, which will be purchased at the venue. I think autographs for him are also purchased at the venue. Like, there'll be a table at the back of the hall, you just go and you buy it. So yeah, I get asked that a lot and I never really know how to answer it, because yeah and no. I know I went to go and watch in Liverpool, who was it? Oh, it was like the cast of The Vampire Diaries or something, which wasn't Paul Wesley and Ian Somerhalder, as other people, and they didn't charge for entry to go in there, so we just sat in there because we were tired and we thought, oh, might as well just go watch their talk because we're doing it. You know, it's fun. Go and watch other people's talks, so just watch the people that you like. If you want to sit down, go and ask the people a question. It's fun. Even if you have no idea about the show, because I've done that plenty of times. I've asked them a question and they've gone, oh, actually, I do that. Or obviously it's something that a fan would know, but I wouldn't know because I've never even watched the show. I just do it for fun. Now, in terms of recording your experiences, it changes, okay? I know it's just the way they do it is like, oh, it depends whether the guest lets you. And it's up to the guest, but I know that there's been times where I've gone to events with showmasters who are the people who run LFCC, like different Comic Cons with that company, like in different places like Birmingham and stuff, where they did let you record it from a side. I've never had an autograph from someone as big as Joseph Quinn because I didn't get an autograph last time, so I don't know. I know that for Monopoly Events, who are the people who run Liverpool Comic Con, when they did Manchester Comic Con, they didn't let you record it, or they wouldn't even let you go near Dacre Montgomery with a phone. They snatched it out of my hand and put it in my bag. But then for Gayton at Liverpool, they did let me just stand there like this with a phone and record my friend. So it changes. Ask the workers before you go, because my fear is that my fear for me personally is that I'm going to do something and they're going to, like, not thinking that there's anything wrong with it, and then they kick me out. Because I know that other Comic Cons and like Paris and stuff have had that before, where they've literally said before a Comic Con, if you're themed with a phone, we're going to throw you out with no warning, which terrifies me to my core. So yeah, just ask. No harm in asking. For photographs, you're not really allowed to record it like that. You can put your phone in your pocket and stuff, they won't think anything of it, but yeah, again, it's more about time. Like, if you're stood there with your phone like this doing it, like, obviously you're going to take up more time than just trying to get them on the camera, so they're like, we're trying to do this as fast as you can you not get your phone out? Just put it in your pocket or something and record it. Like, do you know what I mean? You wouldn't want to be stood there in a photo like this anyway with your phone, so you know, just ask. No harm in asking. They can't do anything about you asking, can they? Can't throw you out for asking a question, because that would be stupid. So just ask questions. Just had an existential crisis because I actually just deleted TikTok off my phone. But anyway, yeah, if those are all the questions off the top of my head that people have asked me quite commonly, or just I have off the top of my head in general. So if you do have any more questions, put them in the comments. If there's a lot of questions that people still have, I'll just do another video explaining it. If not, I'll just reply to your comment. So yeah, please ask plenty of questions. You know, I pay all this money to catch Comic Cons anyway, so I might as well put it to some use. Makes me feel more better about spending it, do you know what I mean? So yeah, please ask away. If you are going to any of them, I'll see you there, I suppose. It sounds a bit weird. But anyway, yeah, have fun, have a lovely day, and yeah, peace out.